Hey everybody, Jeremy Senpai here. Thank you so very much for clicking on my video, and I hope that you hit like and subscribe. If you have an audio idea that you want to commission, then you're welcome to send me a message over on my Instagram, completely free. And while you're there, give me a follow if you want to see some personal stuff, maybe even some hints at future projects, and so much other cool stuff. But now let's get right into it. And remember, keep calm and put your headphones on. Okay, let's get into it. Good afternoon, madam. I don't believe I need to introduce myself. Well, I believe you recognize me, of course, and you recognize who I have accompanying me, the captain of the palace guard and his men. I believe I will cut right to the chase, madam. I have been searching the entire kingdom for the past week, for there is a wonderful woman I met at the ball. No, no, please do not call your daughters over. I have already met them at the ball. I am referring to another family member. No, no, not a servant, a family member. Really? Well, madam, I have been to our church and I have seen the baptismal records, and I do know that there is another member on this property, specifically the proper owner of this estate. Madam, where is your stepdaughter? Complicated, is it? Well, then may I ask who is in the attic? Yes, madam, the attic. Me, the captain, and all of his men saw somebody pulling the curtains apart to look down at us from the attic window, and I can see down that long, narrow hallway that there is a door leading, I'm assuming, upwards. Do you often lock your attic, madam, from the outside, so nobody can escape? Madam, you are already on thin ice, so I highly recommend that you, along with the captain of the guard, walk down there and you bring your stepdaughter before me. 10 years. She had to endure 10 years of this. It has barely been 10 minutes in the company of this woman, and it takes all the restraint I have not to backhand her. But the woman I met at the ball was wonderful, fantastic, kind, and loving. If I had to endure what she must have, I would be angry at all existence, or I may give in to despair. The door's opened. She's coming. Hello, good miss. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Why, yes, of course I recognize you. You and I shared a wonderful dance, and we followed up with a wonderful, riveting conversation out in the gardens. Oh, madam, I forgot you were there. The palace guard would like to have a word with you. You see, we have gone over certain tax records regarding this estate. Well, we have evidence that this estate has not had its tax records paid in nearly a decade, just after the passing of your second husband, the birth father of your stepdaughter here. Oh, yes, I'm sure that tax records are very arduous and complicated, very much like inheritance laws. Wouldn't you agree, miss? Why, thank you. Miss, would you please do me the honor? I believe that there is a wonderful garden just behind the property. Would you please escort me there? I'm afraid that I have a habit of getting lost. Madam, I leave you in the hands of the royal captain of the guard, and he will seem to help you with those pesky tax records. Oh, I must say, I am happy to be away from there. Why, yes, miss, we have actually met once before. Why, we met while I was. It was roughly a month ago the first time we met. I needed a break from all the incidents around the palace. So I decided to get some air and take a break by going off on my favorite horse out in the mountains. And imagine my surprise when I see you cutting wood as if you were a common field hand. Why, yes, I'm glad that you do remember me. You were struggling just to carry that one bag of lumber on your back. So I graciously dismounted, offered you my horse, and we made our way back to the kingdom. Imagine my surprise when you would appear at the ball. But of course, I recognize you. Why wouldn't I? I recognize you now. No, you are not wearing that beautiful, enchanting dress, but even the rags you wear, even they make you look alluring, as if I never wish to look away. Ah, why do you avert your eyes, miss? I speak from the heart. I remember I brought you back to this estate. I suppose it was lucky enough that your mother, my apologies, stepmother and her daughters were away for the day, and you quickly got to work readying the fire for the evening, or so you told me. Hmm. And since we're on the subject of familiar occurrences, I remember when you said that you need to return. I'm assuming by the stroke of midnight you needed to return, otherwise you would incur her wrath further. Is that not correct? You left in such a hurry that you left behind this glass slipper on the staircase. May I? Ah, a perfect fit. Looks like my instincts were very right after all. So, I must say, my dear, how did you procure such a wonderful dress? Surely no way your stepmother and her daughters would allow you access to theirs. Magic, you say? In addition to beauty, you have a wonderful a wonderfully wicked sense of humor. Next thing you know, you'll tell me that your carriage was truly a pumpkin and that those wonderful, beautiful stallions were simply mice from your attic. Oh, here they come. Well, Captain, have you found what you're looking for? I'm happy that we can come to an agreement. Madam, you have stolen away this property from its rightful heir, and you have claimed it as your own, in addition to avoiding the taxes for the past decade or so, as far as our records go. That being said, however, we have arrested your accomplice, whom you have bribed. He is currently he is currently in the dungeons awaiting his formal trial. Unfortunately, I cannot do the same unto you. However, I will grant you this amnesty towards you and your blood family. You and your daughters have less than 1 hour to procure all of your personal effects and vacate the property entirely. You will only be allowed to take what you are allowed to carry. Anything additional, such as the livestock, the furniture, and other personal items that belongs to the owner of this estate and her parents, will not be allowed. The captain and his men will happily help you to make sure that you do not stray from what you are allowed to take and what you are not allowed to take. Am I clear? Now, as I said, you have within the hour to vacate the premises, otherwise, you will be arrested. Did you see the expression on her face? Priceless. By far more priceless than anything the court jester could hope to achieve. Congratulations, my dear. You have your home back. And you also have a wonderful prince. Mm, mm. However, what would you say we strike while the iron is hot? Oh dear, I seem to have forgotten something. I have misplaced something very important that you seem to have procured. Why, thank you, but I do believe that wonderful ring is in the right hands. Yes, yes. I believe that I believe that belongs to you. Oh, but you say I was wearing it. Well, my dear, would you do me the honor of holding on to it for me, at least until our wedding day? I'm glad that you agree. And this cottage, I can tell that it has such wonderful memories and love inside of it. It will make a wonderful summer home, or simply a vacationing home that we can visit every other month. Plus, it's not that far away from the palace. Sounds like a wonderful idea, wouldn't you agree? Mm, mm. Hey everybody, Jeremy Senpai here. So, regarding this ASMR, I actually got the idea while I was listening to another ASMR. This one was done by, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, No Sierra, no sir, ASMR. I will leave a link in the description below, but her ASMR is basically a role reversal where Cinderella comes to rescue the prince, who would be the listener. But in this case, I decided to make it a bit different and make it the prince coming to save the Cinderella listener. Um, I kinda add my own, twist on it while also borrowing from hers. I am giving credit where it's due, and there is a link in the description if you wanna have a listen. But for now, thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hit like and subscribe if you like what you heard, and feel free to tell me, in the comments down below, what do you like to do while listening to an audio? Okay, guys, Jeremy Senpai is signing off.